What's up, everybody? This is Kin, and welcome to our next podcast in the series that I'm making to help you guys learn English faster and to prepare for your IELTS test a lot more effectively. And today we're going to talk about a lot of things. Of course, we're still going to talk about education. I hope that you guys don't grow bored of the topic, but there are still so many things about education that we haven't touched on. And the first topic for today is bullying, which is a serious problem that many schools around the world are facing. So if a child is being bullied, he may suffer from violent or emotional or even mental abuse at school, which is very serious because it actually affects his mental development. And child rearing experts and psychologists even suggest that children suffering from abuse at school may even become like sociopaths who actually think that violence is a good measure to deal with problems in life. So it is imperative that we find effective ways to combat the problem of bullying. So one of the ways in which that many schools are adopting is to expel the bullies like right away, which is often called like a zero tolerance policy. And today we're going to talk about the benefits and the drawbacks of this initiative, because this measure sounds a little bit drastic and a little bit overkill. But is it really overkill? Today we're going to find out. Cool. So advocates of a zero tolerance policy often say that expelling a bully in schools will keep him away from his victim, and therefore he cannot repeat his offenses. This sounds reasonable, but it doesn't factor in the fact that there are no assurances that the bully will indeed stay away from his victim after school hours. And I even think that his expulsion will even drive him to increase his attacks as a means of revenge, which may even exacerbate the problem. Furthermore, children who are expelled tend to become more violent as they age. And in the future, he may even progress and commit even more serious crimes such as robbery or even murder. So all in all, while the institution and the bullied child may find relief, society in general loses. So indeed, we need to find more effective ways to combat bullying. So in my opinion, a better approach is probably for schools and teachers to help the bully rather than casting him out and shifting the problem to others. This can be done in multiple ways, but the best way is probably for guidance counselors to get involved and determine the root causes of the bully's motivations. And oftentimes their motivations may include things like a troubled home life, difficulties with his academic or social life, or even peer pressure, because many troubled mind actually results from a broken home, or some children just can't deal with his academic pressure, and he often resorts to things like bullying others for fun or as a means of revenging schools. And we see how far children actually are willing to go to just be popular among his peer group. And if it means that he has to bully somebody, then be it. He may just go ahead and do it. We all know about the hierarchy that children have in their school. It sounds stupid to adults, but it's not to them, because it's all what they care about. Some children are willing to go great lengths to be like the class clown, while some just spend a huge amount of time looking good at school. And bullying is also one of the ways that children can actually demonstrate their ranking at school, which is really stupid, but well, anyway, that's what kids do. So if we can actually determine the root causes of their actions, we can actually eliminate like lots of problems that schools are facing right now. So at the end of the day, removing a bully may seem to be the most convenient action, but it is not the best way to deal with incidents of bullying at school. And I do believe that bullies are not really born bad, so they should deserve a second chance. So it is my genuine belief that if we do this, we can make sure that their troubled mind does not degenerate into something even worse and more dangerous. Okay, so that's it about bullying. Let's move on to the next topic, which is a little bit more positive. We're gonna talk about the role of sport at school. So some people believe that sport is an essential part of a school life for children, while other people just think that it's just purely optional. Well, I myself believe that sport should be made compulsory in the school curriculum. Well, this is because when I was a child, I was not much of a sport enthusiast. And as a result, I didn't really become a very healthy kid when I was a high school student. And I suffered multiple health problems back then. But not long before I started my, regular exercise, I became much healthier. Well, I just wish that kids nowadays can be a little bit more physically active so that they can avoid problems like diabetes and obesities, and especially they can have higher levels of self-esteem, because kids who are not fit are often teased by their peers, and their jokes can really hurt because they are often called names like fatso or like fatty. And well, I don't think that anyone can actually be immune to those very hurtful jokes. But it has to be acknowledged that some people might say that sport may use up time, which could be better spent on academic subjects. And by spending time solely on sharpening their mind, your children will achieve better academic results, which may lead to better opportunities when it comes to higher education and possibly in the workplace later in life. And by the way, some kids are just not sporty, and therefore forcing them to do something that they are not interested in is just simply wrong. And therefore they should be allowed to study instead. But the thing is, more often than not, children just don't actually use their time for their studies, but they actually spend their time on very unproductive things like playing computer games or simply sleeping. And what clinches my argument is that if all of their time was spent studying, they may become unfit and their minds would eventually suffer. We can see this in the way obese children often feel tired, and when their blood pressure or when the level of sugar in their blood drops, they may face dire consequences. And suffering from such health problems, I don't think that any child is able to focus on his or her studies. And there are many benefits to engaging in sports, such as, fostering a competitive spirit, which is very important today. And they can also learn teamwork, which is also very important. So given the positive effects of sports on children's mental and physical development, I do believe that sport should be made compulsory for children. Alright guys, so today we've talked about a lot of things such as bullying and the measures that can be taken to deal with this very serious problem. And we also talked about the role of sport in children's schooling. I hope that you guys have learned a thing or two. And see you guys in the next episode. By the way, remember to practice as well, okay? You should not just listen to me and, call it a day. That's all for now. Bye.